Welcome back to 30 Days to the Deal. I'm your host, Ben Humble, and we are on season 3 right now. Absolutely excited for what is happening in this community. Today is day number 6 of 30 Days to the Deal, and let's talk about what this is and why it matters now. See, I was with a student earlier today. The question was, when is the best time to buy real estate? And he said, well, I think right now is the best time. His name is Jeff. And Jeff, you are right. Now is the best time to buy real estate. Not only is now the best time, it's always now is the best time. Oftentimes we wait. We do what we call professional real estate procrastinating. And so we're waiting to enter the market to try to reduce the friction or reduce perhaps the risk in doing a real estate deal. The truth is this, real estate grows with time. And so the value of real estate increases the more you own real estate. And so if it keeps growing with time, wouldn't it make more sense to own real estate and allow the time to keep moving? So if you own real estate today, buy it now and simply hang on. In a number of years, the value is going to increase, the debt will get paid down, and you're going to maximize and use the one thing we love about real estate. It's this right here. Anybody know what this means? It's one word, leverage. That's right, big leverage. And so leverage is the thing we're all after. And if we want leverage, it's because we believe in the power of growth. Real estate is the kind of business that is a multiplication business. And oftentimes new investors try to do this, addition and subtraction. And so I want you to understand, you are in a highly levered opportunity. When the market is dropping and you start getting discounted deals, you require less and less skill. I love my conversation with Jeff earlier because Jeff has been practicing and growing in his ability over the last few months. And now as he's finding these chances, these properties sitting on the market, his opportunity has become more obvious because he has increased his skill. He sees the chances, and now he's in the middle of an opportunity. Jeff is using leverage. And so now is the time when you will get equity, you will get opportunity. And if you don't have a lot of skill, guess what? Now is the time when the market is dropping, where it takes less and less skill because the properties are sitting for longer and longer in the marketplace. And so what's our premise for real estate? I'm going to share this with you in our micro lesson. How do we win in real estate? We have to lower the risk. And when we lower risk, which is very important to us, we start to understand that if we lower risk, then what we have left is just return or ROI. How do you increase ROI? Well, you lower the cost. If I put in $1 and I make $10, that's a 10x opportunity. Well, what if you put in 25 cents and you make $10? And so the less money you put in, the lower the risk, which means if I buy a piece of real estate and it's worth $100,000 and I have the skill and the strategy to purchase that property for $75,000, here's what you've done. You have de-risked the deal. And so that means that you have captured $25,000 of equity. And by the way, that is the number one thing we are focused on. Then why do you have to get a discount all the time? Why do you have to get a deal? I have one business, capturing equity. If I capture equity and I instantly create $25,000 in a phone call, I have, number one, significantly lowered this risk in the deal. And so when you think about it this way, a piece of real estate just does not go to zero. It has never historically gone to zero. So if it's worth $100,000, let's call it a recessionary pullback, is about 20 to 30%. So check this out. In a recessionary pullback, this property will go from 100 to about 70,000. If I've bought the property for 75,000, my real risk is about $5,000. If I don't understand this, if I paid the full $100,000 and I have a recessionary pullback, I have lost $25,000. Is this crazy or what? Which means I have maxed out my risk. I have 5 times more risk than I did if I got a deal. When you get this parameter, it brings you to our core thesis. And our core thesis is this. Number one, we have to get a deal because we have to save money. And so we have to buy real estate at 20% discount minimum, not maximum. Number two, once we have equity and we have this 20% captured equity, the very next thing we have to be able to do is convert it into cash. And so we have multiple strategies for doing that. Here's what they are. We can wholesale, which means we sell that equity via contract for a fee. We can wholesale, which means we can close on the property and put it back for sale on the market. We can fix and flip, which includes that plus what we call forced appreciation. And all of these are cash strategies. For those of you that want to quit your job in the next 12 months, I want you to take this idea really, really seriously, because I have seen at least a couple dozen people that I know that have been able to quit their job in 12 months or less. And the way they've done that is they have created active income in their business right here. And that active income is the catalyst. And so we as investors, we as real estate business owners, this is what we know. We know that we need active income, and then we also want to grow our portfolio. So here's what I need you to understand and fight for. Fight for a better thinking. You need cash plus cash flow. You need cash plus equity. You need to adopt the strategy that creates cash today so that you can free your family from the bondage of a job. And you have to be able to capture enough equity, which will grow in value over time, right, for the purpose of being able to grow your wealth. And so it's both at the same time. Is that cool or what? Why do we do what we do? Because it's important, because it helps us de-risk the situation. And then if you remove the risk, all you have is reward.